That was its permanent weld too.
Yeah. Good luck.
So we're down here working on the car. The goal is to have this thing ready for Rocky Mountain Race Week. To bring that'll be Aydan's intro. He turns actually 18 this week, and that'll be his first event to do. Plan is that Aydan will drive it. I'll be his passenger. He'll be able to get his license passes in, move up with the car as we change the tune up with just the iron block 6.0, two small little turbos. But one thing that we are doing with it, with the intercooler setup, Richie's setting it up to where it can actually have large turbos as well, adapted down to the small ones, so that when the time comes to step up the game, hopefully it's not to tear everything apart and start over. That a lot of the hard work's done, that we can upgrade the horsepower in the car and get the car going better. So, but that's where we're at. You want to see more about this build as it progresses. Obviously, like and subscribe to the channel, comment, tell us what you want to see, tell us what you want more details about. So, Aydan, do you have anything to say?
No.
Obviously, Aydan has less words than I have, but that's what we got going. Thanks for watching, guys.
Dude, that brake pedal is freaking gold. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Seal of approval from the king.
Now the steering wheel was way too close.
No, so you can literally shove it away at least that much. It obviously all changed when I did that to the bottom. So you want to push the steering wheel away. Yeah.
Yeah, this is way too close.
Probably the easiest way to do this for mock-up stuff is like, we'll get you out and slip the shaft out of it and just cut some off the outer here with a grinder.
Cool.
I'll probably just cut 2 inches off and then, you know,
Cool.
try again. Is it too low right now?
No, height-wise, it's probably fine.
Yeah?
Well, it's gonna go lower the farther away you go.
That doesn't really help, does it?
That was its permanent weld too.
Yeah. Good luck.
The steering wheel seem closer to you now? Because like your elbows are back in the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's
or in the
definitely
seat.
like this now. It's like out here. Pedal's better with it being higher. It's
Yeah.
my legs are almost sitting, my elbows are like in the seat.
Chop that off right now. Watch your nuts. You're getting sparks flying.
I'll get out.
Called Marty, Turbo Smart, said, Marty, yeah, hook me up on the wastegates blow-off valves. He's always taking care of me. I've been running Turbo Smart stuff for years. I mean, 1.0 has it, 2.0 has it. This has it, basically everything I do. I mean, their stuff's the best in the business. I mean, the technology's great. Like, the way they've expanded, I mean, I haven't started using them yet, but they've also got the electronic wastegates that are getting real big right now. So rather than air and CO2, they're actually just powered. And everything I've heard about them, awesome. I mean, that's probably gonna be my next big switch, would be to that. But with this project, hooked me up, he got everything. So we'll be running the Turbo Smart blow-off valves. So 2 of these mounted right past the intercooler. Pull it out here, but a lot of the blow-off valves are real large for a lot of the companies. So, but the race port for the Turbo Smart, it's nice and compact. So these will basically be, as the tube comes out of the intercooler going into the intake, one of these on each side will be more than enough for whatever we build up to. Obviously, like right now, it might be a little overkill for the little turbos, but as we increase the turbo size, that'll keep up with it. And then the Turbo Smart wastegates. So like I said, all my cars run these. These are the 60s, so the 60 millimeter wastegates. So that's all it does. And for those that don't know, I mean, this is the boost controller has CO2 on this, as it demands how much pressure, how much boost that you want. It puts pressure against the wastegate, and it takes, for example, if you're running 32 pounds of boost, then whatever amount of air pressure that once you reach 32 pounds of boost, that's when it's opening the wastegate. So, and that's how you control your boost and how much boost from the engine or from the turbo actually goes back into the intake. So there you go.
You're gonna have to push it forward a little bit there.
Where's what?
I just told me I don't look back at the seat. I'm like, you go forward a little bit. You don't have to try and put it there.
So we go up. Yeah, or? This contraption to work again. Is that good? Good starting point?
Yeah. Oh, seems good. Pretty good there. You want to see it?
Does it look like the steering wheel wants to go inboard in the car a bit, away from the door? Which else?
Maybe.
The whole thing, or just the steering wheel in?
You know, I don't know. It's probably fine where it is.
For the gas pedal and
But I mean, that net's gonna
I guess. But I mean,
go from there to there.
yeah, maybe some then.
scoot it over like a half an inch or so.
I mean, that's kind of the net angle. Is there to there.
Yeah, maybe go in some then.
I think you're in pretty good shape right there.
Yeah, you look a little constricted in there, but Aydan's pretty comfortable.
This bar's like right in your damn shoulder.
Yeah, I've just been, as you've been doing this, thinking about moving that top double frame rail in, moving the seat over, maybe moving that inner funny cake bar also.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I do think that if you moved, yeah.
At least the seat.
I think if you got the seat to move over an inch,
Yeah,
and then the steering went over an inch with it to stay centered,
yeah, because you're, yeah, like, yeah.
then I think that this is fine if you center in this,
Yeah.
which is about here, which is like an inch over.
Yeah, and I kind of like it how the funny car gauge is kind of close, so when we have proper head padding, it's, you know, pretty close to your
Right.
helmet, right? So
But that's it. Like right now, you're up
without
against
being
this
too
side.
tight, yeah.
Right. You got to just center the seat in this funny car cage,
Mm-hmm.
and then that moves this over an inch, which also works better for everything down there.
Yeah, plenty of room for a gas pedal, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. No, and it's exactly what I'm used to, is that your leg just basically rests against that top bar all the time and gets nice and hot.
Normally about 150 degrees.
Yep. But no, that's why I say everything an inch. The seat an inch, the steering column an inch to match centered on the seat, and then
Yep.
that'll put you an inch further away from this, inch closer to this.
Yeah, and the transmission's always going to go out the bottom these days, right? So
But, yep.
the width of that top frame rail can be quite a bit narrower and not really affect much.
Right. It's going to constrict that third seat, but
Well, put the rocking chair on the roof.
Yep.
This Holly EFI dash is so cool.
Plug Holly. Thanks, Robin.
Yeah. Like tilted or straight?
No, I say just straight.
Straight up like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's up there, completely out of the way. Did you run a race pack dash in this too?
No, I just had the smaller version of this. It's probably not an issue in here, so if you want 3-inch shit, whatever, but
No, that's a lot better. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even know you could do a 2-inch. So,
right, yeah, so yep. So we've been putting these in Torrance's cars, and every car I've driven since 2014 has had 2-inch belts.
no. Yeah, I still have all the 3-inch stuff.
Yeah,
And that's why I said on the shoulder thing, like if they got I was thinking 2-inch to 1-inch, but it's 3-inch to 2-inch.
Right, yeah.
So that it'll go down into the hybrid.
yeah.
So,
And that's another thing, like if you wear a conventional Hans or the Impact XL, which I use, there's not a really big lip to retain the belt, but so a 3-inch one doesn't really want to sit in that kind of notch, but the 2-inch one, it does. It's way just easier.
gotcha.
So
While we're going through things, Delta Pag made the radiator for it. John Delta Pag, he's been with me for quite a few years now. I was running into the issues back in the early days, the 2013-ish era. So fans, we couldn't keep enough fans. We were burning fans out. Nobody had the solid state fans. So John met him at PRI one year in one of the little back rooms, and he did all the the fans for the taxi cabs in New York City. So that's kind of where all his stuff was developed. But he put this radiator for us. I've been using his fans for years, his radiators in 1.0, 2.0, or maybe not 1.0, but 2.0, this, so are my vehicles. He's done custom radiators for me. But his fans are in almost all the vehicles, including Aydan's Bronco has a Delta Pag radiator. The new Bronco he's working on has it. So best stuff in the business. He did this as kind of a new design that I talked with him about coming up with is the controllers for these fans is this here. So if something burns out, it's going to be this controller, which is great for us because we don't have to carry a spare fan. We just slide this controller out, switch it in. But he wired this one up all integrated. I control the stuff manually on 1.0 and 2.0, but on this one I wanted to do it a little different. So using his controller, basically we can select, it's got a temp sensor built into it. This will integrate with the Holley to kick the fans on or off, but it's also isolated so that we can trigger these fans at whatever temperature. One kicks on at one temperature, the other one kicks on at the other temperature. And then the others, we're able to do a low and a high speed with it. So we've made these to where there's a low setting and a high setting on each of the fans. So based on temperature, we can control how much it is, because we went to, one of my big things with his controllers were 9 amps per controller. Versus a 20 amp is what usually you're getting a draw on a typical fan. And the other's voltage. I mean, we've put as much as 18.5 volts to these for 10 hours without the fan burning out. So that is one of the things that in the street drive type deal, it's one of the things that always ends up burning out is you burn your fans out, not based on that they can't handle the high voltage, it's they can't handle the high voltage for 10 hours. They can handle for a very short duration. So typically cooling at the track between rounds, it's nothing to put 16 or 18 volts to a fan. So and let it spin faster and cool faster, but you take that on a street drive and you're gonna lose the fan in a hurry. So, but Delta Peg, just wanted to make sure to cover that, and appreciate the support from him through all these years and getting us a radiator in short order for this. So, all right, with that, we got the update on where everything stands with the ship box right now. Richard's on their way, making some modifications to the frame, moving the seat over. I mean, just basic stuff that we're covering with it. And I mean, countdown's on. I mean, we probably got a month, and we're hoping to have this thing on the track, getting some laps in with it. So that's where we sit right now. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.
Yeah.